the breakout sessions. And what really stood out to me was the networking opportunity.
Yeah.
I've met so many great Jamaicans doing great things here and all over the world. And it's connections that will prove beneficial to me as a young person and to everyone who got the opportunity to be here.
So,
Awesome.
so let me ask you this, Kyle. This is your first conference?
Yes, I'd say that. As an adult stepping into the professional world, it is my first conference, my first real opportunity to network. And so I was very excited for that. And as I said, I loved it.
And what was this, like, a standout moment for you? And I'm deliberately asking you these questions because you have been, the conference has been targeting, and we're trying to attract persons like yourself, persons like us,
Young
right?
biochemists. Biochemists?
Yeah.
Yes,
And you're
a professional,
here.
young
so your
professional.
feedback,
Yes.
everybody's feedback is important, but I particularly want to hear your feedback as a young person coming here. You enjoy the conference. What was two of the standout moments for you personally?
Okay, so two standout moments. The first one was I got here on Monday. I came straight from the airport to register. I registered and was waiting in the lobby, and I saw a familiar face. I ran into a really good friend of mine that I went to primary school with,
Wow.
Okay.
who had left. She was in the year ahead of me. We're really close in primary school. We hadn't seen each other in about 5-6 years. She had left to study in the UK and got the opportunity while in the UK to come back. And just, that's really what it was all about for me. The diaspora coming home. Reconnection.
Yes.
It symbolized everything for me that this conference represents. The second thing was probably, so I was having a conversation with a young man, I don't remember his name, and then someone, Amani, came up to me. He's one of the representatives for the Global Youth Diaspora Council in the UK. And he was just like, this conversation sounds very real. I want to be a part of it. And we introduced ourselves.
Nathaniel Pete?
It's
okay, continue.
No,
Okay.
Amani. His name is Amani.
Right. Okay.
He came up and he's from the UK, hasn't been to Jamaica in 15 years. And this, he said when he landed in Jamaica, tears came to his eyes to know that he was back after so many years. And his story was really impactful. So those were two standout moments for me.
And then we have
Pat, yes,
who is a broadcaster in Montreal, Canada. Now, Pat, I know you enjoyed yourself because I've seen Pat in action. Okay, if nobody enjoyed themselves, Pat. All right. So, Pat, tell us about your experience at the conference so far.
I sit at a polar opposite from him because I'm recently retired, and having been a government civil servant worker in the arts, in the cultural product division, if you will. This time now, I am trying to reclaim my personal voice.
Right.
Wow.
I am a born Canadian who oftentimes in family settings, Canada picking or no nothing, you this, that, ray. But I've been pushing brand Jamaica since I was about 9 years old, from I pick up Miss Lou's Jamaica Labrish.
Yeah.
I saw everything from the 70s to 2024, and it took me a minute to find myself. But the moment I found myself, I said, aha. And it was important. So I found my former self when I used to work.
Yeah.
Me as an artist, as a broadcaster, and now me looking.
This is in the conference itself.
Yeah, there were
So
many
you've got
me's.
that aha moment.
Lots of them. So I can't pick two.
Yeah.
But for me, it started with the church service. We throw around the Jamaica has all these churches per capita, blah, 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 blah. And to get the churching, we use the word churching when someone is being buried. But we have a new term or phrase, Diaspora. We got a churching Diaspora Sunday. And now I know why, in hindsight, I wore a hat, because I will treasure that. And there was so much Jamaica, 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 that I will say this. I'll go to me, the mother. I could say, as a born Canadian, Jamaica is doing better on issues of special needs children throughout education, right up, and throughout the various areas. When I hear invest and business, I'm thinking of like a mother who is trying to get her handicapped child to be an entrepreneur. I could put the education panel together with the investment panel, and then, yes, the last panel on the Constitution. And I can pull a narrative for me that's personal. And for me, this is why I'll give this high point. Yes, there are little other things. I'm leaving refreshed and refueled with a greater sense of where I might want to use my voice when I decide to speak.
Amen.
Powerful.
And that's a great way to end this segment. Thank you so much, Pat. Thank you so much, Kyle.
You're
and
welcome.
we are so happy that you got so much out of being here at the conference.
Thank you both for investing and being here and spending the time with us.
And if I may say, what is also wonderful that we could do, me and you, we just talk frank to frank.
Yes.
And then we have diplomatic cord, which has all sorts of connotations. But throughout the festival, we were able to be just who we are.
Yes.
And then we would do the protocol. And we spoke proper English. And then we chat bad.
You just drop it.
And that's who we are.
Yes.
And that whole question of identity.
It felt like one big family. I tell people all the time, nowhere no better than yard.
Nowhere no better than yard.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Carl. Thank you so much, Pat. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back.
We have been here, written into the landscape. VM. We are in the business of possibilities and know-how, from remittance to real estate, pension management, investments, business and corporate solutions, savings and loans. We are a strong, integrated group because you, our members, are strong. You are written in our story, and that's what makes us a mutual VM group.
Transform your everyday.
Let's face it, buying a home can be quite stressful and costly. At JN Bank, we understand you have big plans for the future. That is why we've created mortgage options suited to your needs, with almost no money down, unsecured loans to cover upfront costs, and flexible payment plans. We're committed to making the home buying process possible. Let JN Bank make your goal of owning a home a reality. Contact us today and take the first steps towards owning your own sweet home. JN Bank will help you find a way.
This June 16 to 19 will be a momentous homecoming at the 10th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference. Immerse yourself in the conference and take advantage of the government at your service feature. Access express services to get your passport, driver's license, NHT returns, TRN, and so much more. It all happens on the spot. Register today and learn more at diasporaconferenceja.eventbrite.com. Sponsored by JN Group, VM Group, and Grace Kennedy. A message from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade.
We are back. Welcome back to Jamaicans.com. We just spoke to Pat Dillon Moore from Montreal, Canada, and Kyle Wright from Ottawa.
Yeah.
Well, they're not the official Canadian delegation, but they're both from Canada, and they both came and kind of rediscovered themselves at this conference. And we've been hearing a lot of those stories this week about people, redefining their Jamaican identity here.
That's right. And then to hear the young perspective and how he felt about coming here and his friend bursting in tears, and then Pat talking about finding our personal voice.
Yes,
that's connecting powerful. With so many different segments. Very powerful.
Very powerful. Now we're back with one of our favorite guests so far. One of our favorite guests so far, Minister the Honorable Kamina Johnson-Smith, Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith. And welcome back.
Thanks very much.
You were here with us yesterday.
Yes, I was.
We had a great time talking yesterday. So today was a final day, like the final conference day.
Yes.
So now you can woosa.
Well, we still have Diaspora service. They have service tomorrow, so there's no woosa when you're building a house.
Really, but you're out in the field tomorrow.
The construction is not woosa. Construction is work.
So you're going to be on construction site tomorrow?
We're both going to be at the Food for the Poor project to build a house for the destitute family.
Okay,
so we're going to be part of that.
Tell us more about that tomorrow.
And let me just introduce
first,
our conference chair,
and
Mr. Courtney Campbell, also CEO of Victoria Mutual Group.
Right.
And before we begin, I just want to congratulate both of you. You should be in your gungo, right? I mean, the feedback right across the board has been that it's been an excellent conference, and everybody's pleased. There's an energy that we're feeling on the ground that personally has surpassed the ones before. That's my personal opinion, and kudos to both of you. Have worked very hard on the conferences, and tomorrow, Diaspora Day of Service.
Right.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Yes, it does. And to validate your position, the fact is that many people have been giving us that feedback as well.
Right.
Yes. And people who have been coming to conference from the first conference and have been to every conference, or most of them, they have all said, Minister, hands down, best yet.
Yeah.
And they're not saying it because they're talking to me as a key stakeholder in this event. They're organically and authentically sharing that they feel strongly about whatever they've done here at this conference. So that's an amazing thing to receive and to.
Yeah.
There's a sense of possibility, something new being born, and there's a thing in group dynamics where you have forming, storming, norming, and performing. And I don't know, I got a sense of something new emerging here in the diaspora movement.
We had some storming, or you think we're norming?
There was,
or performing. I think we were performing.
We're on the way to performing.
On the way to performing.
There was a sense of performing coming into the mix.
Yeah.
There has been performing before, but new possibilities, certainly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so. It aligns with the feedback, as Minister said, that I received. When people gave me that feedback that Minister spoke about, I probed to say, why was this the best?
Right.
Why did you have a positive experience? What was so? Give me some specifics. Why was that? Why was it so good?
Yeah.
And they spoke about connections.
Yeah.
They spoke about being empowered with new information.
Yeah.
They spoke about the fact that they feel more integrated now into the life of Jamaica, the economic life of Jamaica, the social life of Jamaica, the institutions, the cultural life, and they feel that they belong here and that they're part of what's happening here and very importantly, part of the future.
Very powerful.
So and they give very specific examples about that, and about what they were able to accomplish over the last 3 days.
Super
that
powerful.
sense of belonging is so important, right? And this is an opportunity, as Pat said, to kind of find yourself and your voice and your identity, because you're amongst your peoples, and it's an opportunity for you to gather and feel out different things that's happening and make those kinds of connections.
Yeah, I think it's one of the things that maybe Jamaicans who live here, who don't necessarily think about the diaspora per se, and they hear whatever is on the media, but they don't. It's not a concept that they think about generally in life. And it's difficult maybe to understand the desire for connection with home.
Yes.
When you're always home.
Yeah.
It is.
That's true.
That's
a good point.
Yes. So I think for the Jamaicans who have been here, that is Jamaicans who live here, engaging with diasporans, it has been an eye-opening experience for them deeply educational, and I think they have left with a lot of understanding that this is actually real. People feel very strongly about this country and about helping us, and so there's been learning on both sides,
so
which
both
has been
sides
beautiful to
feel
observe.
like they've been seen.
Yeah,
they're being seen
absolutely.
in a way. For sure. What was your favorite moment of the entire conference so far? And I know you don't want to say one in particular, but what is going to stand out to you for a long time to come? You think?
You know, there's not one moment, but I think it's the feedback. It's a feedback of a person saying that, you know, just today at lunch, saying that a light bulb went off. With information that they received here that they didn't know. They wanted to have some information on investment opportunities in Jamaica. All along, they didn't have that information. And on this visit, in this conference, they got all the information they needed, and that they will be taking some immediate steps. One lady said she had been investing on the New York Stock Exchange forever. Experienced investor, didn't know about how to access the Jamaica Stock Exchange. And she has made the arrangements to execute on that.
Wow.
For me, that's
amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
right?
it's wonderful.
In terms of the opportunity presented by this.
And the marketplace was, I mean, everything was just right there. People were coming here, getting their passports done, setting up accounts, just
registering
getting
companies,
and
getting their
more
TRN,
about,
getting passports.
As a legacy partner, what do you think the impact on VM is going to be, the takeaway for VM from this Diaspora conference? Because you worked a lot to get this together.
It's hard to say. You know what? We don't do it for the immediate impact. So you know, we're not, I would say, even interested in measuring an immediate ROI from it. Because it's a long-term game.
Yes,
it's
a relationship.
And it's a relationship. It's part of a commitment. We have been doing this for 20 years. So, you know, to answer you directly, we're hoping that those who attended here will know a little more about what the VM group has to offer to provide them with financial well-being or to help them along that journey. That they'll be able to share more with their friends and neighbors and colleagues when they return home about VM and about what we have to offer. But, you know, we can't leave it to this conference only. We have to continue our work on the ground
and the conversations,
in the various diaspora markets. So this is just one point of light in a million points of light.
And Minister, how important has the legacy partners been to help put this conference on and to pull it off the way you want it to?
They're core and critical. We can't do it without them. Absolutely not. We're not resourced for it. The perspectives they bring, the connections that they bring with community, there's no way that we could do this without them. They have really been great, and Courtney, in particular, as chair, has been amazing. Really very hands-on and very, very helpful in execution, in planning and execution. May I interrupt you, please, CG?
Sure. Yeah.
Thank you. We actually interrupted our first question, which was about Diaspora Day of Service.
Right.
We digress.
So that's where we're going.
And I would like to return there.
So that's happening tomorrow.
We have 17
several
projects,
activities.
17 projects across 6 parishes. 8 of them are in St. James. They cut across community development, recycling and environment, wellness, education and health, and construction. And construction. So I wanted to share that with you. That's 17 groups, 17 organizations that have registered projects, customs facilitated and helped to ensure that items that they needed to bring in for donation, etc., were duty-free and came through smoothly. We worked with them expressly this year, which was a good addition. Normally it's ad hoc. They kind of try and work out their system as best as possible. But we had a streamlined partnership with Customs this year, who was actually also present. And that helped everyone to get their equipment in for those who wanted to do media and filming, as well as those who have projects on for tomorrow.
How many will you be attending, Minister?
It is at 3.
3, okay.
I really would like it to be 2. But I'm being lobbied for 5. So I am trying to manage my tomorrow. I'm not trying to, but it's so hard because everything is so wonderful and well-intentioned.
All good projects.
Yes.
And Courtney, for you?
I'm a little better than Minister. I'll stick with 1.
Oh, that's because he's a chairman.
No, and then I'm back in the at work tomorrow for a 1 o'clock meeting, so I have to make it back. But
yeah.
Looking
But I
forward
just want
to
to
that.
congratulate both of you. We feel Team Jamaica definitely coming out from this conference.
Yeah.
People energized, ready to go back in their respective regions and to promote Brand Jamaica and Team Jamaica.
Yeah.
Want to commend you both on your work.
Thank you.
Minister, as conference chair. We look forward to seeing you both in the field tomorrow and continue the work. So,
Thank you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
And I just use the opportunity, I'm sure Minister would support in really commending those who came on as sponsors. We had, of course, our 3 legacy partners, Grace Kennedy, JN, and VM. I represent VM, but we had so many new sponsors at platinum level and at gold and silver, and then the marketplace was totally sold out.
From the smallest to the biggest, you know, from
Everybody
entrepreneurs and authors to big corporate. Everybody was there.
And actually, I bought a box of those, right?
Wait, they were selling them there?
Yeah. Yes.
I thought she's actually going to be on the show today.
Really?
Yes, she's here. She's gonna be
I
on the
need
show
a pair
today.
for hobby. I don't know if I can get him to wear them, to be honest. But I love them.
No, I love them, and I really want to see that a business like that.
But it would flourish.
We're gonna hear more from Marsha Ray McBean, who's the owner of the company. It's called Iris Steppings, and she had a booth here. We're gonna hear more from her shortly.
Awesome.
We're gonna take another break. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Smith,
I appreciate
Chairman. Thank you guys so much, and we're gonna see you in a minute.
Awesome.
Great.
Let's face it, buying a home can be quite stressful and costly. At JN Bank, we understand you have big plans for the future. That is why we've created mortgage options suited to your needs, with almost no money down, unsecured loans to cover upfront costs, and flexible payment plans. We're committed to making the home buying process possible. Let JN Bank make your goal of owning a home a reality. Contact us today and take the first steps towards owning your own sweet home. JN Bank will help you find a way.
It's time to come back. Back to feeling connected again. Back to curious. Back to adventurous. Back to being up for anything. Let's be lively again. Let's be laid back. It's time. Come back to the vibe that comes alive in Jamaica.
Well, the final conference day, because there's still work happening tomorrow, the final conference day at the 10th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference 2024. And it has been an amazing conference, and it continues tomorrow. I'm here with my co-host, CG, Mr. Popularity himself, Oliver Mayer, and we're also here with our other guests, Dr. Collie Durand and Dr. Clovis Nelson.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you guys so much for being here. Dr. Collie Durand, you're the delegate from France.
Absolutely.
And you are a part, or you have some kind of role that you play in the Global Diaspora Council.
Right.
So can you tell us some more about that?
Absolutely. So I saw you interviewed Shauna Chin last night, who's
Yes,
our vice
right,
chair.
yes.
Right. So it's the 30-member council, the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council, and I happen to be located in France, but I'm the education sector lead.
Right. And what does that mean? What kind of work do you do?
Okay, so I work with the government within the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. I don't work with them. I'm an advisor, on matters related to education.
Okay.
And I was here today, among other things,
You
to
presented?
launch launch the Mentorship Academy.
Okay. The Mentorship Academy, is it going to be in Jamaica or in France?
Global.
Oh,
it's a virtual academy.
Okay.
So basically we match a Jamaican child. So I've been working with the Ministry of Education for a year to make sure that guardrails are in place and so on. So we match a Jamaican child with an outstanding, established
So like a
Jamaican
mentorship.
from the diaspora, absolutely. And they're mentored 1 hour a month over a 1-year period. And then we decide what to do, how to sort of, what to do with each student afterwards. So we may renew with the same mentor, or we will change to another mentor.
Move them around so they can get a wider perspective. Okay, what does the mentorship entail? Is it like career-based or study-based? Or?
It's an amazing question. Yes. It's a holistic mentorship program. So whatever the child needs. So we start with a personal development plan. And even before that, there is an exhaustive questionnaire that both the mentors and the mentees fill in. And so we try to match them based on the expertise they need and what their personal development plans are and what the mentors can bring to the table. So we have doctors, lawyers, Indian chief, cook, stuntmen.
Everybody.
Absolutely. Very, very wide dragnet. So that and all ages as well. And so we ask the mentees what they need, who they'd like to be with, where they should be located. We have people in China, we have people all over the world, really. And so we try to match them as closely as possible to make sure that success is inbuilt in the program from day one.
Is it high school, college age children?
So you're just asking all the right questions. You're on a ball. You're really on a ball. It's from 10 to 20. So really it's high school, but 20 can be repeaters or people from Heart Academy. You know, we're really working with the Ministry of Education to choose students from schools that are in difficulty, in fact. So the only criteria is that. So 10 to 20, but that they are motivated and they have a contact person on the ground in Jamaica, whether it's a teacher, principal, guidance counselor, and so on. So that's the only criteria, that they are motivated.
Excellent, excellent. And we have our good friend here, Dr. Nelson. Welcome. Is this your first conference?
No. I have many of rodeos as far as the conferences are concerned.
Yeah. Now, how does this conference match up in your experience to others that have gone before?
Listen, I am just very proud and happy at the outturn on this conference. I think from my experience, it is the most significant of conferences. The attendance was out of the roof.
Phenomenal, yeah.
The programs provided, the information shared, the connectivity established, just wonderful.
What was most impactful for you in terms of information received or a session that you're a part of?
The session that you led.
Okay.
Sir.
I hope them not say me.
With all due respect.
Bribe. There's a bribe involved.
You know, I was very moved by the session that you led, and with the explanation, the engagement of Minister Terry Long.
Yes.
Right.
I think he's always a superb speaker, and a person who connects with the audience near and far in a very simplistic way.
Yeah.
Because he speaks Jamaican, there is no pretense around this minister, and he's very in depth with his information and his knowledge base.
Okay.
It's very profound.
Okay.
So that, sir,
all right.
was what moved me a lot.
I'll tell him when I see you.
Please do. Please do.
It's right there.
But what has been the feedback, Dr. Nelson, on the ground? You would have moved around, been speaking to people, because you have been here from early. What's the feedback on the ground from persons that you have spoken to about the conference?
A very good question, because as the sessions went on, I remained my contact with Facebook and WhatsApp, and people saying to me, "Doc, what's the latest? What's new?" And I'm giving them information as the sessions, as things went by. The feedback has been one of happiness.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Because some people were a little bit edgy as to what it would be, the turnout, the scope. When you look back on some of the negativities that preceded the conference, people were concerned. But I was able to say, everything cool, man. Or yourself.
Yeah.
We have like over 1,000 people registered.
Yeah.
And I showed the picture of a person standing.
Yeah.
In the session
standing room only.
yesterday. Standing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Out of seat. Standing room.
Yeah.
And so that was refreshing for me. as an individual, as a person in the diaspora who connects between Jamaica and the diaspora on a frequent basis. It was refreshing.
Right.
And are people, the responses you have received, I mean, these are, you get a sense, I mean, just talking to person, they're speaking from the heart. I mean, the persons we interviewed before once spoke about talking to a friend and he was crying. And the other lady said that she found her personal voice. And people go through the marketplace, people just excited, they're sharing about the company. I just felt Team Jamaica coming out. And, you know, it's just been an overall very good experience. Now, are you both going to the day of service? Are you involved tomorrow? Because tomorrow is day 4.
Right. Before I even talk about the day of service, I must add this. The last session, one of the last sessions, where constitutional reform was mentioned. What I got from that, and from the feedback from WhatsApp and Facebook, is people saying, Lord, please make it happen.
Make it happen.
This is the Road to Republic conversation.
Yes, make it happen. And people, I believe, have the understanding. Because the argument of the Commonwealth, the concept of Commonwealth came up in one of my discussions because I pushed the argument to some of my people, and I had to voice that piece of the Commonwealth being the last little vestige of colonialism hanging over not just Jamaica but the region or former British colonized people. So people are refreshed to know or happy to know that there is a movement afoot to remove the monarch from the island.
So properly self-governed, like fully realized.
Yes, and to have a Jamaican installed as president.
Right.
You know, it's a powerful piece, and we're hoping that it gets done.
So Dr. Nelson, it is all well and good to say, well, we had over 1,000 people and it was full, right? But there were meaningful things happening. It wasn't just that we were here and everybody was looking beautiful, but things were happening on the ground. Did you get a sense that there were things happening and there's things that are going to happen because this happened?
And to make it worse, to make it not worse, better.
Yes.
So make it better.
So when you get that in 30 seconds.
Not that things were happening.
Yes.
But when I saw housing trust here.
Yes.
And people learning more about how they can come back and get them house things sorted out.
Right.
When I see Jamaica National here, I was able to get my debit card from JN that I never had. Right here on the ground.
So everything in one.
Everything was under one umbrella. Are there more that I would have loved to see? Yes, I would have loved to see a little bit more happening in terms of social service, things. But these are things that we can fix as we go forward.
Right.
But I want to use this opportunity to thank both of you for investing in the conference, because it's an investment. And thank you for your participation.
An
and
honor.
we look forward to building from here.
An honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much.
Right.
We're going to take a break and we'll be right back.
We have been here, written into the landscape. VM. We are in the business of possibilities and know-how. From remittance to real estate, pension management, investments, business and corporate solutions, savings and loans. We are a strong, integrated group because you, our members, are strong. You are written in our story, and that's what makes us a mutual VM group.
Transform your everyday. Let's face it, buying a home can be quite stressful and costly. At JN Bank, we understand you have big plans for the future. That is why we've created mortgage options suited to your needs, with almost no money down, unsecured loans to cover upfront costs, and flexible payment plans. We're committed to making the home buying process possible. Let JN Bank make your goal of owning a home a reality. Contact us today and take the first steps towards owning your own sweet home. JN Bank will help you find a way.
This June 16 16 to 19 will be a momentous homecoming at the 10th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference. Immerse yourself in the conference and take advantage of the government at your service feature. Access express services to get your passport, driver's license, NHT returns, TRN, and so much more. It all happens on the spot. Register today and learn more at diasporaconferenceja.eventbrite.com. Sponsored by JN Group, VM Group, and Grace Kennedy. A message from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade.
Welcome back to Jamaicans.com. And guess what? I'm a regular host now. I'm feeling at home here, getting practice with the experts, and really just having some really good chats. And all the guests we have here, none have been prepped. They have no idea what questions are coming. So they just have to speak from the heart. And we have two guests, one from the marketplace and one of our platinum sponsors. So, welcome to you both.
Thank you.
And let me make a confession. I moderated a session today, and I proudly raised my pants and showed my socks and had the Jamaican colors. And I bought it right in the marketplace from this lovely lady here from Boxer Socks.
Boxer Socks.
Yes.
Right. You can
Marsha Ray McBean.
That's me.
You are the founder of Boxer Socks and the creator of the Irish Steppings.
Irish Steppings.
So tell us about Boxer Socks and tell us about Irish Steppings.
Okay, so Boxer Socks is a subscription box business.
Right.
We started with happy socks. Men and women like the idea of very fashionable socks. Are able to express themselves, their passions through socks as we see here. But when I started the brand a few years ago, I always had the inspiration to create a Jamaican line of socks.
Right.
And it was created. It's what I call an authentic experience in a box of socks. They're on full display in the marketplace, pulling on the different aspects of our culture, from the music to the sayings to the experience. Dr. Bird's, the fullness. So the national symbols, not only is it a product for the experience, but cultural retention. So it tells a story that I'm looking forward to sharing.
How long have you had the business?
This business is new. Started just as it's about 2 years ago. Took a little while to actually develop that line. I have that for probably about a year. Many different iterations, but it's established now.
And how was the marketplace for you in terms of sales?
The marketplace was amazing.
Amazing. I did not ask her this before, so I could have got a negative response, right? So sales were very good.
It was good, but more so than the sales being good, it was the reception. In the conference, we have diaspora members from all over the world. This is my first conference, and experiencing them and them enjoying Jamaica and then partaking in Jamaican products was quite something special.
You know what's special about Marsha though? This is all organic. Marsha was like, I heard you guys were in the marketplace. You need to come talk to me about my business. My business is awesome. I was like, funny, because we have a show. Come talk on the show. So Marsha, show us some of your socks and the amazing marketing that she's doing, advocating for her own business. Show us some of your socks, and then we're going to move to Mr. Mullins.
So I want you to show us one, and I know you're going to make a presentation now to David. I'm going to put you on the spot. Give him the one that you're going to give me. I'll take pity on him, right? I'll take pity on him.
So I encourage everyone to go and listen to the story, but this is it. Everything Irie. Jamaica has a brand that's bigger than all of us, and that was my inspiration behind it. This one features Jamaican sayings. So one love, everything Irie, guide and protect, in a way that really ties to the Jamaican experience.
And speaking of a Jamaican experience, we have a new experience now. We have our first platinum sponsor to come out of the diaspora. And guess what? He's from Florida. So certain people get to brag and boast. We won't call any names, right? But Mr. David Mullins, CEO, Blue Moho Holdings, welcome to the program. And first of all, congratulations. Thank you for your support to the conference and also your work. I mean, lots of exciting things happening with Blue Moho.
Yes.
So tell us what's been happening with Blue Moho and how has the conference been for you?
Well, the conference exceeded my expectations.
Amazing.
As some of the viewers know, as you know, I was the first Future Leaders representative on the Jamaica Diaspora Advisory Board. That's what preceded the current Global Jamaica Diaspora Council. I worked with Nathaniel Pete and some others out of Canada and the UK to plan the first and only Future Leaders Conference back in 2009. And to see how far this has come, I genuinely think that I've never seen this many first-time delegates, nor have I seen this many business-focused delegates. I have never had so many meetings on the sideline of a diaspora conference in terms of the business relationships. I feel that I need to write a report to the ministry to say, hey, here's how much money we raise. Here's how much is, Marsha Ray, for example, this is something that you guys don't know this, but I am the chairman of the Young Entrepreneur Association of Jamaica. I know a month and a half, 2 months ago, we did a special event in March at AC Hotel that I sponsored, and I spoke, and she came to me and asked me for business advice. Wow. We did a meeting later on. And so we come here, and she had reached out and said, should she be coming to this thing? I said, she should come.
So this is your doing?
No, I know. She
you
did
encouraged
this.
her, she's here.
I encouraged, but she's here. And it's a reminder that what we can do in the diaspora is so much more than people realize. And so I love that she was able to be here and experience that. And again, we in the diaspora can turn our brain drain into a brain gain.
Oh,
we can
I like
actually
that. Brain drain to brain
gain. To our brain gain. We have networks, we have experience, we have capital. It's not always, and she has a talent.
Abundant talent.
Right. We can help. It does not always require us to write a check.
Yes.
In the case of Blue Mohawk Capital, we got to announce some things at the lunch, and we had Dr. Marlene Street Forrest, the managing director of the Jamaica Stock Exchange on there, and we committed to list 2 funds on the stock exchange here in Jamaica. So we're really excited about giving Jamaicans access opportunities to invest in the United States. And then, of course, we announced our bond. We're doing a bond focus on the Jamaica diaspora. So we're excited. That's in the papers today. I'm going to be on CVM TV. And having talked about diaspora bonds since 2008, the government is not in a position to do it. It's actually paying down its debt. It don't need our money from that standpoint. But we in the diaspora can pool our money together, and they're going to be divesting things. We should buy it. In the diaspora, we need a pool vehicle that's regulated, that's audited, and transparent. So we're excited.
Well, I want to use this opportunity to just thank both of you. We actually have a number of persons that we're going to be interviewing. We want to get as much feedback, and I want to thank both of you. Both of you have been standouts for me personally.
Thank you. Literally speaking, standing out, right?
Yeah. And both will you be at the day of service tomorrow? We look forward to seeing you. Keeping energy going.
Quickly, Marsha, where can we find Box of Socks?
Okay, so we have an online store, boxofsocks.club. That's actually the website, and it's also the Instagram handle.
Go and support, guys. Go and support.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mullings. Thank you so much, Marsha. And we are going to take a break, and we are going to come right back with more from the 10th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference, Day 3.
Let's face it, buying a home can be quite stressful and costly. At JN Bank, we understand you have big plans for the future. That is why we've created mortgage options suited to your needs, with almost no money down, unsecured loans to cover upfront costs, and flexible payment plans. We're committed to making the home buying process possible. Let JN Bank make your goal of owning a home a reality. Contact us today and take the first steps towards owning your own sweet home. JN Bank will help you find a way.
It's time to come back. Back to feeling connected again. Back to curious. Back to adventurous. Back to being up for anything. Let's be lively again. Let's be laid back. It's time. Come back to the vibe that comes alive in Jamaica.
This June 16 to 19 will be a momentous homecoming at the 10th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference. Immerse yourself in the conference and take advantage of the government at your service feature. Access express services to get your passport, driver's license, NHT returns, TRN, and so much more. It all happens on the spot. Register today and learn more at diasporaconferenceja.eventbrite.com. Sponsored by JN Group, Liam Group, and Grace Kennedy. A message from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Listen, I'm feeling more and more comfortable in this role as host, right? And I want to, along with my seasoned co-host, welcome you both to the set.
Thank you.
We have Commissioner Maxwell Chambers, and we have our Global Jamaica Diaspora Council member, Nathaniel Pete, who just won a special award, which we'll get to in a little while. But I must tell you that in South Florida, we have Jamaicans who continue to excel. In fact, I didn't mention this in the conference, but I mentioned this online, that we estimate to have 26 elected officials who are of Jamaican heritage, all right? Some born in Jamaica or they're from a Jamaican lineage. But 26, a significant number. And one of them is a gentleman here from Clarendon, hails from Clarendon, Commissioner Maxwell Chambers. And I want to say publicly that Commissioner Chambers has been very supportive to us at the consulate over the years. We've done projects together.
Yes.
One of them, Garvey and Reggae, which is an annual event where we celebrate the work of our first national hero as well as reggae music. And we have a special event coming up. We're going to have the first drone show for Jamaica Reggae Day. We'll be doing that in partnership together. But Sir Max, this is your third conference. How was this one for you?
This one topped the other two that I've gone to in Kingston. They're all good.
Yeah.
But this one is great. This one is like amazing.
Did anybody ask you to say that?
No. What is the fact?
Yeah.
I mean, so many persons from the diaspora showed up to this. We have over 1,200 people.
That's right.
Yeah, from the diaspora. So that's a big thing.
Why was this the best one for you?
This is my first one attending here in Montego Bay.
Yeah.
And to see the response from the diaspora, to see persons coming in at, a day before its end, the same last day. Look, I'm driving, I'm booking my ticket, you know.
Yeah.
So
people are making some last minute decisions. And
I'm coming, you know. So that was a good thing, you know, and I love it.
Yeah.
You know, I came in early, 3 days early, because I wanted to enjoy, you know, Montego Bay and sightseeing and the food and everything. And I wanted to make sure like I'm having 2 vacations in one.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed those 3 days, and then now the conference, focus just on the conference.
Yeah.
That's a good thing, you know?
I want to put this in perspective, not to cut you. In the United States is our largest diaspora.
Right.
And there are several counties across the United States. The county that has the most Jamaicans in the United States is Broward County.
I would say Broward County,
right?
Yes.
So, and in Broward County, we have, is it 9 commissioners? 9 Broward County commissioners, right? Is it 9 or 7?
On the Broward County board.
There are 9.
It's 9. It's
9.
9, right.
And we're about to have 2 who are Jamaican. We have Hazel Rogers and now Commissioner Alexandra Davis. So
Vice Mayor Alexandra Davis,
we want to compliment both of them for the work. But in Miramar, which is considered another one of Little Jamaica, we have 5 commissioners who are all Jamaican, of which Commissioner Chambers is one. So I wanted to just say how big Jamaicans are doing, right?
Right.
So I want to go to many years.
Yes.
You're just awarded. How has this experience been like for you?
Honestly, I've been through several iterations of conferences.
Yeah.
Coming as a young man into an older young man.
I used to look like a young man.
And I tell you something, this conference was so dynamic. It was really a good conference. Comparing to the others, it exceeds by far. Just the connectivity of people investors, for example. From the United Kingdom, we had multimillionaires come down. That has never happened at conferences before.
Yeah.
First time, I mean, from the delegation that we had,
Yeah.
80% of them have never experienced a conference before.
Yeah.
Wow.
And a lot of that was you were doing. I know you were on the phone calling people and saying, make sure you come. Along with High Commissioner Williams. Yeah.
That's it. I mean, linking up people and going around with my flag on my lapel. And just really saying, look, this is the time to come to Jamaica right now. The conference has been a really good opportunity for those networking things happening. I had journalists saying that they have had a great time coming. And again, just to kind of get that message out.
Yeah.
Coming from the future leaders in 2009, right the way through to now, I'm so proud of what Jamaica has achieved.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of being a Jamaican. I'm so proud of the diaspora representation that we had here. Not just from the traditional regions of the United States, UK, and Canada, but those coming from Zimbabwe. I mean, we had a Rasta from Zimbabwe.
We had France, Ghana, Latin America,
China. This is the global Jamaican diaspora network. And the fact that it is just one common theme, which is Jamaica. Brand Jamaica is so big.
Huge.
And to have 1,200 people has been just a phenomenal achievement, considering that it was just 1,000 as a target.
30 seconds each without going in the details. What was your most memorable moment, Commissioner Chambers? Memorable session.
I think the most memorable moment was, having the Prime Minister lay out his plan and what have been taking place and the vision.
Yes.
And so that was very memorable. If I want to touch on the breakfast, also was very memorable.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking to come and do some farming.
Wow.
It's opportunities
we have
here.
A farmer here at stake.
And there's so much on my list.
Yes.
So it's the opportunity is wide and wide range for everyone to have an opportunity to come back here and produce and feed Jamaica and feed the world. So that's big.
Feed Jamaica, feed the world.
A memorable experience for me is really being a woman that came from the UK who had a bad experience of Jamaica before. She said this conference has given her a complete different perspective of Jamaica. That for me is a U-turn in terms of perception. And then on top of that, an entrepreneur that came over, understanding the special economic zones, said that he wants to build 100 houses.
Ooh.
That is a property developer, and that is the real tangible thing that's coming from conference, because previously people have said it's a talk shop. It's not that. This has been action. And it's been salt and light. Purpose. So that's my takeaway.
And the fact say you win prize.
Yeah, man, of course. But I'll tell you something. That is not even for me. That's for that's for everybody that has gone before.
Sure.
So I'm not looking the one for the awards, but this for me, I've got many awards in the UK, but from Jamaica, this means the most.
What was the award for?
This was for my service that I've given to the diaspora over the last 20 years. And as a young person coming through and doing the work which I've been doing.
So an achievement award.
An achievement award.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, board, for your service to Jamaica. We appreciate you. I will look forward to seeing you out there.
And representing us in the diaspora.
Yeah, representing very well.
Stellar representation.
See you tomorrow.
It was fantastic. See you tomorrow.
Tomorrow. See you tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. One love.
Let's face it, buying a home can be quite stressful and costly. At JN Bank, we understand you have big plans for the future. That is why we've created mortgage options suited to your needs, with almost no money down, unsecured loans to cover upfront costs, and flexible payment plans. We're committed to making the home buying process possible. Let JN Bank make your goal of owning a home a reality. Contact us today and take the first steps towards owning your own sweet home. JN Bank will help you find a way.
It's time to come back. Back to feeling connected again. Back to curious. Back to adventurous. Back to being up for anything. Let's be lively again. Let's be laid back. It's time. Come back to the vibe that comes alive in Jamaica.
This June 16 to 19 will be a momentous homecoming at the 10th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference. Immerse yourself in the conference and take advantage of the government at your service feature. Access express services to get your passport, driver's license, NHT returns, TRN, and so much more. It all happens on the spot. Register today and learn more at diasporaconferenceja.eventbrite.com. Sponsored by JN Group, VM Group, and Grace Kennedy. A message from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade.
Back with our final segment of our Riverside wrap-up on day 3 of the 10th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference. And we're here with a very, very hard-working minister, Mr. Terry Long. Thank you so much for being here with us again. You're one of our first guests, and you're closing us out, which I think you're bookending us, which I think is great. I said to you before you came on that you look tired, but you've been doing so much. You've been all over the place. Everybody loves you because all the feedback we're getting is that brilliant, brilliant. So tell us, now that we are at the end of the conference, how do you feel?
First of all, let me just put that smile back on my face so I don't look so tired. But no, you know what? I am but a humble servant of the people, you know, and you know, we serve with humble pride. Mm-hmm. So it is that mixture of, you know, pride and just that humility that comes being able to serve the people. And so, but it is exciting. I am completely excited. It has been a successful conference. I mean, you know, and the best part about it is that the attendees, they have all said so. You know, I met a young attendee today. You know, her name is Amira, and she's from the United States. She's 7 or 8 years old, and she has to be the youngest conference attendee. You know, and so she was there, and then we have Cheryl out of Florida, out of your office, and Cheryl is one of the first attendees as well from the 2004 conference. So it was that sense of passing the baton, you know. And what was important is that I will speak about youth empowerment and empowering second, third, and fourth generation Jamaicans living overseas. Just seeing Amira at the conference. I'm going to do a post of her on my Instagram, etc. But, you know, just to see her there at the conference with her mom, and then having these powerhouses, you know, who've been here from 2004. For me, that is the continuity. For sure. So it's really good. You know, I mean, enough love to our diaspora family. They really came out. You know, enough love to the sponsors, you know, obviously, you know, our legacy sponsors. Yeah, you know, and the team of sponsors who came on board as well. Of course, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade and the entire team there, our project manager, you know, of course, our program content manager, who is to my right as well. It really has been a great effort. And this underscores the government's push to diaspora engagement, the government's commitment to diaspora engagement. This is entirely underscored also by our national diaspora policy. You know, Jamaica is one of those countries with a national diaspora policy that speaks about strategic partnerships, strategic alliances. It speaks about connecting, empowering, engaging with the diaspora, you know, with a view towards nation building. So the diaspora is here, they came out, and for the first time as well, there's a big push on Jamaica being destination trade and investment. And when you hear them tell you how much they connected inside the marketplace with business opportunities. I was speaking to Claudine, who works with Lloyd Bank and others, financial institutions in the UK. And so, oh, you guys know Claudine too, right? You know, and Claudine was just like, you know, Minister, I mean, I have people in the UK who want to invest. You know, I was sent her to say, find the investment opportunities that Minister has been talking about. And it's that kind of linkages. Then we have small businesses. You know, there's Marsha from Boxer Socks. You know, the Prime Minister has already ordered 10 boxes.
She was just here before you.
Oh, she was here before I came in. Oh, okay. All right. Well, look at that. But so, again, you know, small micro businesses, it was important for us to have them here. You know, and not just the corporate giants, you know. And the Prime Minister was there, and the Prime Minister, he bought one pair, you know, and then he ordered 10 boxes. I think he bought one box, and then he ordered 10 boxes from her. So that's the power of just having even our micro business here, making those linkages with the diaspora. So, I mean, you know, great. I could go on, but again, just very, very happy. It's a very, very proud moment for Jamaica's history. And I say to people all the time, when you think of destroying brand Jamaica, you are destroying the future for future generations as well. Brand Jamaica will live on. Beyond myself, beyond Minister Johnson Smith, beyond Andrew Holness, beyond the leader of the opposition, brand Jamaica is eternal. And we must all play our part to protect it in advancing the welfare of not just Jamaicans, but the whole human race.
You see, this is what we love. This is what we love talking to Minister. But we also have Dr. Kevin Brown here, who is the president of the University of Technology. But you also played a role in making this whole thing happen. So tell us more about that.
Well, thanks for having me on. It's always a pleasure, like Minister, to serve.
Right.
And I've been a long-standing servant in the diaspora, having lived in the UK for 23 years.
Right.
And so, it's a privilege to be given the opportunity to work on this conference, to develop the program and content. It's always a challenge identifying what topics to put in a diaspora conference, because the diaspora has varied views on how they see Jamaica and what they'd like to discuss. But we consulted with the regional groups, and we came up with a long list of topics, which we narrowed down to topics that we felt were very important to the diaspora, including education and how we can partner with the diaspora. As you know, there are many diaspora groups in the United States, Canada, and the UK who give back to the education system.
Right.
But what we're seeking to do now is to pivot to getting support to transition to STEM education. And so there was a conversation there with Minister Williams at the conference on how the diaspora can participate in that. We looked at peace and security, where the diaspora met the brand new police commissioner, Dr. Kevin Blake.
Yes.
And Dr. Blake explained his vision and how he wants to transform the Jamaica Constabulary Force through looking at improving the people, the quality, and the technology.
Yes.
And he's a very interesting police commissioner because he's also a computer programmer, right? So, yeah, so it was just fascinating.
So he has a tech background, yes.
Absolutely.
What I heard is that you listened to the concerns of the diaspora and they were addressed in the conference. You could feel it. So all the concerns about security, the concerns about how to invest, the concerns about how well the economy was doing, the direction that Jamaica is heading.
Yeah.
We all heard it addressed in different sections, and I could feel a sense, Minister, of teamwork. I particularly like the fact that we had many members of the opposition who were here and present who looked equally excited about being here at the Diaspora Conference, which suggested that there was teamwork. You could feel it oozing out of everybody, from the waiters who served to the people who attended, to the whole team at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the private sector, everybody.
Yeah.
Teamwork.
Well, Oliver, again, my big takeaway and something that I've always maintained is unity. Jamaica must be united. And it is that spirit of unity that we saw here. So you mentioned members from the opposition were here. And when they came, they were in shock because they were not expecting this magnitude of a conference. They weren't. They thought maybe, not so much, because if you listen to certain persons, you might have bought into the propaganda, the misinformation that, nobody was going to the conference and the diaspora is so displeased with the government. But Oliver, you and I know, when we had the conference in Florida, for example, persons were just like, oh my God, when we told them what was really happening in Jamaica, the whole of the good things then we are going to Jamaica, how much people are getting new road, places where the new jobs, the improvements in the economy,
investment in technology.
Listen to me now, where we're fixing new road and water and light and education, the tech movement and just all of those things. And people just like, they want to come to Jamaica, they want to be a part of that. So we knew that the numbers were going to grow, which is why we set a target. We set a target of 1,000. We surpassed that. We were over 1,200. Again, record number, because traditionally conferences were anywhere between 400 and 600. So everybody came and they felt that energy. But again, that message of unity, not fragmentation. When Jamaica wins, everybody wins. Both Jamaicans at home and Jamaicans abroad. And that was important for us.
Today, Minister, kudos to you, Dr. Brown. And I'm also saying kudos to everybody who worked on this conference, those who went before, and those who have taken the mantle and take the conference now to another level. I want to say congrats to everybody. I felt Team Jamaica coming out in this conference in a way that I've never felt before. I feel an energy, I feel possibility, excitement. People want to take Jamaica to another level, and they want to be a part of the process.
For sure. And Minister, for persons who didn't get to come, but they've been seeing what's going on. They can feel the energy because you can feel it even online. You can feel the energy. Where can they go to find more information about all the things we talk about? They want to invest. They want to invest in agriculture, real estate, whatever. Where can they go to find more information so we can expand the conversation beyond the conference?
All right, so today we launched the Jam Them app.
Yes.
And it's an investment model that will give you direct information as to investment opportunities here in Jamaica, whilst also creating links between diaspora investment groups or diaspora businesses as well. So it is connectmeja.com.
With a C or a
Connect
K?
me with a C.
With a C.
connectmeja.com. So you download the app or you go on the website, you make a notation of your business, where you are located, contact information, and of course you can also connect with investment portals here in Jamaica just to see what great investment opportunities are there. There's also the JamPro website. You can go on JamPro, you can get information. You can also connect with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, log onto our website, and then that now will tap you into the diaspora organizations. For example, the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council, the Global Jamaica Diaspora Youth Council, so that you can keep in touch with representatives in your area. And a big thing about this conference, it was about inclusion as well. So you recall we've moved from an 8-member Diaspora Advisory Board to now a 30-member. One of the things that Prime Minister Andrew Holness, he mentions that every time he speaks to Minister Johnson Smith and myself in terms of diaspora relations, it is inclusivity, unity, strategic partnership.
Youth.
And of course, youth empowerment.
Yes.
So our 30-member council, they're located across the world. In Africa, the Middle East, Latin America, Australia, Europe, and of course regular diaspora areas, the US, the UK, and Canada as well. It is lots of progress for everyone. As I said, when Jamaica wins, we all win. And that's how we even developed the program as well. So program ideas, we had a series of conferences across the world. So Dr. Brown, I met Dr. Brown in the UK when they had their diaspora conference in the UK.
Congrats on your promotion, Dr. Brown.
Yes, they had their regional conference in the UK, and and the ideas that was flowing. People wanted to know, about the health sector, the different things that we mentioned. Those went into the conference. We had a conference in Western Europe, France, again, those ideas came in. Of course, from our meetings and town halls in New York, in Florida, across the US, Africa as well, the Caribbean, and that all went in. So when people talk about, the government does not listen to the diaspora.
You went out.
We went out, we got their feedback.
Into the diaspora. Say, tell us what you want to see, what you want to hear.
And it was on. We have a diaspora. Dr. Brown just came back last year. He served on the council, taking the presidency at UTEC and being our content manager. This is a government that believes in diaspora engagement. We have a prime minister, we have an entire team at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
And you have a diaspora who is involved, who has a voice,
and
who's not taking direction from the government, but has an opportunity to chart their own course. And that's important.
United for Jamaica's transformation, fostering peace, productivity, and youth empowerment.
Awesome. So, Dr.
I was just going to quickly add that if you look at even the composition of the panels and the moderators, they're people from the diaspora.
Diaspora was on each panel. And it was involved in every section of
moderators,
the conference. It's very important.
That itself is a big achievement.
And they never said no. And I have to say a big thank you to our moderators who, we had a change in moderator and she came on, literally last minute. Great. She got her script last night and she was just on fire. Oh, well, then that tells you who it was. She was on fire, but literally came in last minute. But all of the moderators, Delia Harris, Empress Golding, of course, Derva Malcolm, a big thank you to them. They did a tremendous job. Then we had our panelists and moderators, again, coming to the diaspora.
Presenters.
And nobody charged us. The moderators and the panelists, nobody said, I need to get paid 10,000. They came because of love for Jamaica. It's that love for Jamaica, wanting to give back, wanting to
motivated.
Connect. Listen.
Yes.
But listen.
Great.
Minister, Dr. Brown, I want to thank you both.
Right.
Thank you for your service, and I want to thank everybody who has tuned in to Jamaicans.com.
Right. Yes.
It has been our joy bringing this program to you.
Right.
And, I don't know are we doing one tomorrow?
Well, today is our final day.
Today
is the final day because today is the final day of conference. But Minister, you'll be out tomorrow for the day of service.
We'll be out for the day of service. We have great projects. It's 17 projects. I'm going to be between 2 projects. One involves, care packages, for just single mothers and disenfranchised families as well. And another one I'm doing, it is an environmental-based project, planting trees. Yes. Then there's mentoring to young people. And then, there are others as well. So it's 17 projects across 6 parishes. Just amazing. Phenomenal because, again, there's a great push for philanthropy coming out of the diaspora. So tomorrow, the day of service, very traditional. And that's when they come down and they do the philanthropy and they give back as well. So it's phenomenal, man. Listen, hats off. Conference, Jamaica Diaspora Conference 2024 has been phenomenal. Conference number 10. It was not to have been missed. It was euphoric. It was phenomenal. Big up on yourself. My Jamaican family across the world. Love no one better than yard. Love good things are going on in Jamaica.
And that's an excellent way to end our Riverside wrap up. Big up yourself to Minister. Hats off to you. And you will see him on our socials as one of our best dressed at the conference. He was a really good sport about it. So you'll see him on the page. Minister, thank you so much. Dr. Brown, thank you so much. And thank you guys for tuning into Jamaicans.com. Until our next conference. Take care.